ready to master the waves of medical device product development? Well, wax up your surfboard because you are listening to Inspired by Amua. And here is your medical device product development expert, that Hawaiian-hearted hostess who will help you hang 10, Megan Alonso.
E como mai and aloha. You're listening to Inspired by Amua, where we help you master the waves of medical product development. Each week, we interview guests that educate, guide, and inspire to give you and your product the skills you need to hang 10. If this is your first time listening, Amua is spelled I-M-U-A, and it's a Hawaiian word. It means to advance forward with passion despite rough waves. There are plenty of those in medical product development, but keep listening because we've got you covered. So have you ever had a great idea for a medical invention, but you just don't know where to start? You really want to turn it into a profitable product? Well, I've got something coming this fall for you. I'm going to launch a course that's going to show you exactly what you need to do to get there and help you organize a plan for that. So it's coming soon. It's not available yet. But if you want to be updated on what's going on with that, and I actually am going to have a program where I invite people to go through this at no charge except in exchange for feedback on how to make the program better. So I guess I should have just said it's beta launching this fall because that's what it really is. So to get on that list, just text the word invention to 44222. Again, that's the word invention. That's what you're going to put in the body of the text, and you're going to send that to the number 44222. So along those same lines, I get a lot of questions about where do I even start? Maybe you're a college student and you have this awesome idea, or maybe you're a doctor and you realize that there's an unmet need, some device that could really help your patients out so much better than what's currently on the market. But how do you get there? How do you even start? What do you do? So I'm going to have a series of podcasts, this being the first, so I'll kind of sprinkle those in with my regular interview podcasts. But I figured I would start this one off, where to start if you have an idea for a medical invention. And I'm going to do a deep dive into the personality traits that it takes to move a product from idea to market. So let's go ahead and dive in. So the first one, you need to be committed. So this is a huge undertaking. I've seen companies do this as quickly as a year, but sometimes it takes a decade. It just depends on the complexity of your product, maybe how tough it is to get to market, but just having that commitment to see it all the way through. You're going to eat, sleep, and breathe this product. It's going to be your baby. So are you committed to staying that course for as long as it takes? That's my number one. So number two, you need to be humble. So you need to realize that this product is not about you. It's about others. You want it to serve others. You want it to be on the market so it can change people's lives. So sometimes that means that you kind of need to get out of the way. So I've seen this before where people don't realize they're their worst enemies and they're slowing things down. They want to control everything, and sometimes you're not the best person to control that. You need to delegate. You need to hand it off to someone else. You need to outsource it. Put it in the hands of the experts that can really drive the product forward. So, with this, I don't just mean getting outside help. If you need some outside engineering help, just being open to realizing, hey, this is the expert. They've done this 1,000 times. They can do it better and faster than I can, who's never done it. I'm not just talking about that. I'm talking about just being the head of your company. So a lot of founders and inventors, they start off as the CEO, but very rarely can one person be the CEO when they first start and carry it all the way through, even post-launch and having a product on the market. So I guess, for example, with this, yeah, in the beginning, you're driving the product forward. But when it comes time to get organized and start fundraising, maybe you're that shyer, more introverted person. You want someone that can really be the face of your company and that's aggressive, going after people for investment, that willing to put in the work, willing to knock down the doors, willing to pound the pavement every single week, traveling across the country to make that happen. And then once you do get the money, you want someone with an operational background. How are you going to get this product from A to Z? What's it going to take to get there? So more of a product management, operations style CEO. Then later, once the product is launching, you probably want someone with a sales and marketing background. You're really building up those channels and preparing for that launch and making a difference, setting yourself apart from the competition. So as you can see, it's a very complex process, all of this. And it again, very rarely can one person fit the bill for all of these jobs. So just being humble, maybe taking a step aside, being the CTO. I've seen that really work out in several situations. And do what you can to get the product to market, not to meet your particular needs and your ego. Letting that go. How are you going to get this product to market? What's going to be the best in the long run? And that's going to be the best in the long run for you. Sometimes it's just hard to see it. So the next one, being resilient. So you're going to hear no. You're going to hear no all the time. No, I don't want you to talk to me about my workflow. I don't want an improvement on this product. I'm good with what I have. No, I don't want to take your survey. No, I don't want to invest in your company. No, your product isn't being cleared by the FDA. You didn't do this, you didn't do that. No, I don't want to manufacture your product because your annual volumes are too low. No, I don't want to buy your product. So do you really have the strength and resolve to push through this? So just making sure that you are resilient and you can get used to rejection. Okay, being grounded. So all of this hard work going on, everything that you're doing, you absolutely have to make time for the other things that are important in your life. So it's not all about work. What if you're probably married? Maybe you have kids. Maybe you have some really important friends and family and church and activities, a softball team that you're on, whatever it is, you can't let that fall to the wayside. People are in your life to support you, and that support system is extremely important. So you don't want to ignore those other relationships. That's going to keep you happy. It's going to keep you healthy. It's going to keep you going through the years, day after day, night after night. When you have other things to turn to just give yourself a mental break, give yourself some recharging, and it's going to keep you inspired to do your work. You need to be realistic. So moving a product to market is not an easy task. You got to think carefully about how do you want your life to look in the next 5 years? If you think, oh yeah, I want that house by the beach. I want my kids to be in this great school district. I want to be able to take a vacation to Hawaii once a year to our favorite spot. Design your lifestyle around that. Maybe developing a product by yourself isn't the best way to accomplish that. Maybe you can do this if you have a team, or hey, maybe this just isn't for you. So just taking inventory of what you want your future life to look like, and then make those activities that you're doing now so they shape that in the future. You really want to be in tune with that. Sometimes people think about the prestige that goes along with things, and they only see that. They don't see the hard work underneath that needs to be put in for that. So being driven. you want to be connected to what's driving you to do this. And I've talked about this before. If you go back to episode 0, my first episode, where I talk about finding your why. So if you haven't heard that, I'll give you a little blip and you can go back and refer to it later. But why do you want to do this? What is your passion? So maybe an example would be, hey, I want to develop this new diabetes product because I have diabetes. I suffer with it every day. I'm not happy with the current technology. I really know that I could make this better. And so that's what I'm going to do. And just being connected to that, being reminded of it daily. I actually use a program called If This Then That. You can Google that. It's a website. So you can create, they call them recipes. So I set up a recipe where every morning at 7 a.m., I have my why texted to me. So it's a daily reminder of why I do what I do. And it's just nice to see that, whether you do that, whether you have it posted up on your mirror in your bathroom, just something that you can refer to daily to stay connected with that and keep you moving forward. Okay, so the next one, being thrifty. So you might not like that word. It's better than frugal, but hey, you're starting a company and you've got to realize with a product-based company like this, you're not going to be generating revenue for a few years. So how are you going to fund this? Are you self-funding it? Do you have angel investors, friends and family in the beginning before you get your VC funding? Even after you get your VC funding, you need to really watch that budget. So, make smart decisions with your money. Spend it where it's needed. Spend it in R&D and advancing the product. You don't need that fancy office. You don't need all this really nice furniture. You don't need a nice car. You don't need to go fly first class to all of the business meetings around the country when you're trying to raise money. So my last company, we started well, first of all, we worked at home. And then we moved up to, I think it was 150, maybe 200 square feet of an office that I shared. And then we moved out of there into a building actually, but we had plastic tables and chairs for a while. So it just, we didn't have the money right up front to spend. We needed to be careful. And our goal was to grow the company. It wasn't to feel good and be comfortable. Okay, now here's where I get to the real meat of the podcast. And I want you to really listen up here. So out of all these personality traits, let's just go back and review them. So number 1, be committed. Number 2, be humble. Number 3, be resilient. Number 4, be grounded. Number 5, be realistic. Number 6, be driven. And number 7, be thrifty. So there's actually one more that trumps all of these. And that's the greatest power of all. You've got to have the desire and faith to move forward. So I've got a few examples here of that. If you haven't listened to episode number 20, that would be a good episode to follow on this one. My guest was Partha Unava, and this guy developed game-changing crutches when he was in college. Well, let me back up a little bit. He was in college. He actually dropped out of college and got in an incubator program to advance this product forward. He had such strong desire, such strong faith. He knew this is what he was supposed to do. He was really inspired after breaking his ankle and having a horrible experience with just regular crutches. And so he went out there and he did it. He didn't let anything get in his way. He just pushed forward the true spirit of a MUA and just did it. The second example I have, actually it's another podcast. So episode 22, my guest, Andrew Jones, or AJ. So AJ has an artificial heart. He's in his early 20s. He has a heart condition and he pushes through that. He's a bodybuilder. He's winning medals right now. And what I'm most proud of him for, he's started his own organ donation nonprofit. Why? Because well, number one, he needs a heart. He needs someone to donate their heart. He needs those people to mark, yes, I want to be an organ donor. So he has the passion to do that. He has the passion to not want any other people to go through what he's going through. So he's really making a change. So look at the US. Look at what we did when we were gaining our independence. You know, we were just this ragtag group of American soldiers fighting the British. How did we do that? Well, you know, everybody had the heart, they had the desire, they had that willpower, and they weren't going to be defeated. They just weren't. So you need some of that grit, that, again, the desire and faith. And it doesn't matter if you're a Christian or not. You can get some good guidance out of these stories in the Bible. So think about the Apostle Paul. He was in jail and he was still able to proclaim his message. He was able to reach lots of people's hearts with Christ and is still doing that today. Noah built an ark. He got all these animals on board. He wasn't an architect. He knew nothing about building a boat. I mean, that's just incredible. David fighting Goliath. How did that happen? Well, you know, he knew what he had to do and he did it. So the impossible was made possible through faith and desire. These people are ordinary people. There's nothing extraordinary about them. They didn't have the skill set. They didn't go to school forever to gain the skills to do this. They just did it. And so can you. So what passion do you have? What product idea do you have that can really save the world? Like what thing did you think of 5 years ago and thought, oh yeah, that would be great if I could do that? And you're still thinking about that sometimes. It's kind of in the back of your mind, but you haven't really formulated a plan to do that. You haven't really thought about the end goal and making it a reality. You haven't pursued the steps to make that happen. Well, that's what my course this fall is going to be all about. And again, I would love to have you as a beta tester and really get that feedback from you. So text the word invention to 44222, again, just to be on that interest list, get updates about what's going on with that, and maybe you'll have the chance to be one of the first that goes through that and be a part in building that up. So then we can get more amazing medical devices on the market and more people doing what they need to do. So if you have any questions or any thoughts on that, you can always leave a comment on the show notes page. That's over at inspiredbyamua.com. The latest podcast episode will pop up, so you can check that out. Or you can actually tweet me too. It's Megan M. Alonso. That's my Twitter handle. It's MEGHAN, M like Megan, and then ALONSO. I'd love to hear from you. So you already know what to do. I'll catch you in the next episode, and until then, Emua.
Mahalo for joining us. If you're new to riding the waves of medical device product development, or if you've been in development for a while already, Inspired by Emua is here to surf with you. Want to be a master of the waves? Text HANG10, that's all one word, HANGTEN, to 44222. We'll send you the most common wipeouts companies make in product development so you can avoid them and reach master wave status. Again, that's HANG10 to 44222. We publish a new episode every Tuesday, so catch us at inspiredbyamua.com. Emua.